welcome back to somebody on the rest of the debate and to another edition of Raw out of 10. And yeah, it's a big show today because obviously we're getting closer and closer to Royal Rumble. WWE's kind of in a weird phase at the moment because we've just had Survivor Series War Games, but yeah, with no Day 1 or TLC or whatever this year, we haven't got a pay-per-view for now until the Royal Rumble, which is, yeah, really a long time for WWE. So yeah, but there's still a lot to keep us interested in, so let's get straight into it. And the Bloodline were backstage before Raw kicked off and were approached by Riddle and Elias. Solo attacked Elias and took him out before the show even began, and then Raw properly kicked off the Usos in the ring with Sami and Sikoa, and they said that they were the title match with Riddle and Elias had to be cancelled because of the early attack. Riddle came out and said that he had found a new tag team partner. Of course it was Kevin Owens, and we went straight into the match. Owens and Jay kicked it off, and the rest of us sent outside early before we headed for a break. Back on Raw, Riddle came in and took a double team move before Jay hit a backstabber. Owens missed a powerbomb in the ring, but before he was taken out with a super kick, Riddle was about to take control of the match. Made a distraction for Sami, let the Usos hit him with double drop kicks and get the 1D for the pin. Solo attacked Riddle after the match and wrapped a steel chair around his neck before hitting a Samoan spike in the corner. Riddle then seemed injured and had to be carried away by the paramedics. And yeah, on the whole, this gets a 7 out of 10 for me. Not only was it a really, really fun match, of course it's the way we got expected, the distraction finish and all of that, but yeah, I mean, they really established Solo dominance here over Riddle and Elias. So yeah, his character really seems to be progressing nicely. The serious one amongst all the chaos with the Usos and Sami Zayn. And yeah, really enjoying that sort of stuff. So yeah, that gets a 7 out of 10 for me. Really, really good start to Raw. Of course, anything involving the Bloodline at the moment just seems to be great. Backstage at JBL's poker invitation, Dexter Lumis showed up with a bag full of money and Johnny Gargano. JBL was about to kick them out, but then Dexter poured the money out on the table, and this caused Layfield to change his mind, and of course he was allowed to stay. Before Becky Lynch was on the mic and interrupted Bayley's match before it started, they argued about who deserves the spotlight before the man called Bayley a loser and challenged her to a future match and walked out. Rhea Ripley was then on her way to the ring and stared Becky down on the ramp before it was time for Bayley versus Rhea versus Asuka. Asuka went right off to Bayley off the bat, and Rhea tried to roll the Empress out from behind early. Bayley was still outside but returned to roll up Bayley Ripley before Rhea hit her with a vertical suplex. Asuka and Bayley then teamed up to take out Ripley, forcing each other out, but Rhea returned and took them both out at ringside. After a break, Bayley tried to set up an alliance with Rhea, but failed as the two slugged it out in the ring. Asuka then came in with a dive on both of them before getting the Asuka lock on Bayley. Ripley then came in with a dropkick and broke up the hold before Bayley got an elbow drop on Asuka. Ripley then kicked Bayley off the apron before missing out on a dive in the ring sets. Back in the ring, Asuka tried for a deadlock, but Bayley dodged and hit a raise plant for the win. After the match, Rhea attacked Asuka and stomped on her before walking out. And yeah, kind of Rhea Ripley, the storyline with her, losing focus and losing it. Yeah, I personally wouldn't have had Bayley win because I just feel like we've seen it so much. But yeah, I think Bliss will probably win next week, but still. But yeah, the match was fun. Storyline around it with everything going on. Ripley not coming on AEW, that's going to be an interesting storyline going forward. Bit of a shame for Asuka as well because she doesn't seem to be doing much on the Triple H. I had high hopes for her, but yeah, on the whole, this match was fun. 6.5 out of 10. Looking forward to seeing where it all goes. Seth Rollins was then backstage and he was about to trash talk Bobby Lashley before he came out and faced him in the ring. Rollins asked if Lashley was scared of Brock Lesnar and the Almighty said that Seth was trying to get under his skin. Seth taunted him some more before a brawl broke out and officials tried to break it up thrice, but Lashley speared a reducer and accidentally took him out. Yeah, naughty Bobby. But yeah, it seems like that feud's continuing, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see where we go from the winner of that match next week. But Theory was backstage and came in demanding a title match. Theory was hesitant but eventually gave it to Ali. The JBL poker tourney was still going on, and Dexter kept winning his to Akira Tozawa, and Dominic Mysterio argued, and they decided to settle it in the ring. Before it's time for Austin Theory versus Mustafa Ali. Theory was in control early and sent Ali into the corner before stomping on him. Ali came in with the head scissors before the champ rolled outside and sent Ali headfirst into the barricade. Ali then got a huge top rope DDT before getting near full. Dolph Ziggler then attacked Theory, ending the match in a DQ. Theory picked up the win via technicality and beat Dolph Ziggler in the ring. And yeah, I mean, it gets 6 out of 10 from me. Poor old Dolph. Doesn't seem like WWE have too much plans for him in the future. But there we go. Theory picking up another win. Shame for Ali either. But yeah, it puts Theory over, I guess, and that's kind of the point. Yeah, it kind of feels like I've lost hope in Ali, which is really sad because he's so great. But there we go. Next up, The Miz was trying to get into JBL's poker tournament, but he didn't have enough cash. He tried to offer his Rolex, but JBL noticed it was fake. So yeah, it was quite entertaining. Another fight then broke out, and the OT set off a match with Corbin in the Alpha Academy. Lumis and Gargano walked away with all the loot from the table. And yeah, as usual with these things, telling to cast, and that's exactly what happened here. We all knew what was going to happen. And then it's time for that match. Corbin and AJ kicked off the match, and the OT was in control early before Gable came in and took control of the match. Motus then beat up Anderson in the ring before Styles came in and was caught caught by a hold by Gable. Corbin then hit a deep six, but both teams failed to get the pin. Gallows got a big boot before the teams fought the ring. Anderson then got a big uppercut on Gable before Gallows came with a magic killer and tried for the win. And yeah, it gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Decent match, this one. Of course, it was with competitors involved. OC getting the win, probably right decision. And yeah, I think it's kind of just one off, but I guess we'll have to see if anything more builds from it. But yeah, just a cool win from the OC, I think, really to keep them ticking. It was then time for Akira Tozawa versus Dominic Mysterio. Tozawa was in control early, but Dom recovered and hit some vertical suplexes. Tozawa then got a Shining Wizard for a near fall before missing a senton thanks to a warning from Rhea. Dominic got the frog splash and picked up the easy win. The Judgment Day was about to beat down Tozawa, but the Street Profits came out and forced the heels to retreat. And yeah, gets a 5 out of 10 from me. I think we all knew where it's going. Simple win for Dominic, but yeah, poor old Tozawa. I thought maybe now he's not on this show anymore, he might get more of a push, but clearly not. But yeah, it's kind of just there, and definitely not a highlight of the show really. Anyway, Adam Pearce then told Bobby Lashley that he knew the spear was on the producer was by accident, but warned him against such actions in the future. Lashley was furious and asked him not to get in his way. I mean, come on, Adam, it's by accident. I mean, you can't help it. Well, I guess you can, but there we go. But anyway, Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross in the other triple threat match was our main event. Bliss kicked Nikki out of the ring and went after Becky and tried for an early roll up. Becky was in control after Nikki returned to the ring, but took a big drop kick from Bliss before Cross dragged her off the apron. Nikki then hit a backbreaker on Alexa outside the ring before clearing the outside. After a break, Becky got a leg drop on Cross in the ring before taking a crossbody. Alexa Bliss then returned and broke up a pin before Becky got a manhandle slam on Cross on the apron. Io and Dakota then attacked Bayley before she could get the pin and powerbombed her through the announce desk. Bliss then rolled into the ring and picked up the win. And yeah, it gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Obviously, continuing this feud between Lynch and Bayley, which is the direction we're going. I'm very happy with that. And Bliss getting a win as well. Really excited to see her potentially get a shot at Bianca Belair. So yeah, 7 out of 10. And overall, Raw this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought it was a solid enough episode of Raw this week. Yeah, enough going on to keep me interested. Lots of little storylines throughout the show, which was good. And yeah, on the whole, a solid episode of Raw. There was a bit that I wasn't maybe as fan as the others, but on the whole, for a decent 3-hour episode of Raw, I thought it was okay. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. No thoughts, comments, down below. Fun session show for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, and I'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.